Hello ladies and gentlemen, hi guys and girls. Today I have a very special project for you, which is called the Fused Megaminx or Megamitosis. This puzzle was originally built by J. Matthews in 2017, and I'm trying to recreate it now from the pictures he left on twistypuzzles.com. So you will need two Megaminxes, and you can see two cores here where I removed two of the centers, one on each core, so that we have 5 centers on each core remaining. I angled the platform on my disk sander with -5 degrees so I could sand down the centers properly. And we would need to remove material on 2 of the sides of the centerpieces. I used my disk sander for most of the work for this puzzle, but some sanding by hand wasn't able to be avoided. So here is the first version of the centerpiece. As it turns out, we would have to sand it down a little more, but I did this to all of the centerpieces, assembled the cores once again, made sure that the pieces were aligned correctly, and then tried to fuse them for the first time. You can see that there's a little bit of space left, so we have to fuse the cores even deeper, which means we need to sand down both cores on one side and sand the centers down furthermore. And I did this too with my disk sander, and it was like 20 seconds for one core. Yeah, I didn't get a good angle for the second sanding of the centers, but you can see the finished ones here. So I removed about 1.5 millimeter on each side more, and then tried to fuse it for the second time. This time the pieces look pretty good, and with the center cap on them, I would theoretically have the correct height of the pieces, or so that they would fit together perfectly. The core was touching on the inside a little bit, so I sanded it down even more. We still have the center caps left that are original now, but we will have to sand it down the same way as the centers were sanded down. Each center cap belonged to one center now, so that I wouldn't get imperfections if I switch them out, because I don't want to go into this much detail here. I tried fusing them again, but with the caps now in the same size. And now it was time to connect these two pieces, these two cores. And so I took some epoxy scalp, stuck it to one of the cores, and then pressed the cores together and tried to align all of the center pieces while doing so. Once the puzzle was out of the oven, I took some super glue and glued the center caps on. I took some glue and applied the center caps onto the pieces. And I took my multi-tool sander, equipped it with this bit here, and then sanded down the center pieces even more to make room for the normal Megaminx pieces to fit. Here you can see the rounded off piece. I think that looks pretty good. Here are all the centers now attached to the core, which looks insane too. And here we have the assembled puzzle. And you could say, that's it for me. I'll just leave it as it is. It would work this way. You would have the fully functional puzzle, and that's all you need. But I decided to go one step further and made a huge mistake. So if you plan on really doing this, don't fuse the core together like this, or don't apply epoxy scalp to fill in the holes. That's the wrong way to do it. You have to take the assembled puzzle and just take out 3 pieces or so, and then glue the centers. there was a lot of tension between the pieces and it distorted the whole puzzle. So here you can see how it's not done. I took a lot of time and finished up the core, but all of the sides were crooked here. And I made an Instagram poll if I should cut everything up again. So there was only one option for me, which was to cut the core open once again. So I equipped this small sanding disc or cutting disc and cut through all of the pieces that I had filled up before. So after all of this was cut open, you can see the tolerances were pretty wrong, so I wouldn't have to fill up that much material between the pieces, and that's why I only used super glue. I just used a super glue gel, poured it into between the pieces, and then put sanding dust over it. And I think the result is pretty good too. Maybe it's not perfect, but we have more plans with this exact puzzle here. So we will have time to modify this even more. Then it was time to round off the inner parts, just so that the turning wouldn't be bumpy, and to round off all of the edges and corners. And once the puzzle was sanded perfectly, I cleaned it up a bit. And as it turns out, the puzzle turns really, really good. Alright, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The fused Megaminx or Megamitosis. So let's try to do some moves here. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you join in for the next build video, which is going to be a modification of this puzzle here. So, see you next time.